Each player has to take some responsibility and raise their basic level to make this a match.
Well, if they don't, they will be going home with back-to-back losses. They need more plays like that as Jason Duraco finds the open court.
Dan Lewis, great over-the-shoulder bump set there. Duraco recognizing the open spot with a three-man block. You know you can go cross-court, tight to the net. It's going to be open.
Oh, and Sanders unloads on one. We haven't seen that. He's float served the whole time and just changed things up there.
Great serve from TJ Sanders. Perhaps Canada lulled the Aussies to sleep at the end of the last set there with their poor play. Australia coming out a little bit flat here in set 4.
And this spinner goes a little bit long. Lewis on the pass, and Vigrass on the finish.
Well, it starts with that pass, Dan Lewis. As this set was about to get underway, running around, slapping hands, trying to bring some energy, pumping the guys back up, trying to turn this into a bit of a fight.
Critical set for the Canadians. They're down 2-1. We're playing best of 5. You have to win this to stay alive, but you got to keep the ball in court to score points. Sanderson from the service line. He's done a great job on a tough serve, but so has that man, Sunius, but it's kept alive. Here come the Canadians. Men in motion all over. And it's put to the floor with authority.
Good play there from the Canadians. Good battle. TJ Sanders getting a one-on-one, going at the smallest blocker up front for the Aussies in this rotation. It's Douglas Powell and Van Langfeldt, who played at the University of Manitoba, beats him cross-court.
Vigrass with the float serve. Perfect pass. And it's one-on-one on the right side. Advantage to the big man.
Well, you can get a sense of the speed of Zukachev's back set there as Dalasunius trying to drop off the net to play defense. That ball beats him before he can even get down to it.
And Langfeldt on the pass and on the attack, again. It's dug twice. He gets a third shot. This one's rolled. Australia keeping it alive though, and this one hit hard off the block, and Australia score the point and tie the set.
Well, as an outside blocker, if the ball's set away from you, you've got to drop as quickly as you can off the net to play defense. And Thomas Egger did in that rally, dropped off the net in position 4, came up with a dig, and then got the kill to end the rally.
And the Canadians committing another error. One of the few from Dalasunius as a forced back set there goes long.
Well, the Australian block drifting a little bit. Sunius probably expecting those hands to be together and get a piece of them, but the outside blocker drifted and opened up a seam that he put it through.
And the middle attack is not successful, but the push tip is.
Again, speed kills here. Thomas Egger getting fed that fastball back, recognizing the block isn't to the line of Van Langfeldt. He isn't all the way to the antenna. You see there, he just flushes it down the line.
Well, and a big smile after that play as he turns back to the bench. But Sunius makes no error on this one, and Canada scores the side out.
Well, that was a well-hit ball. You see the speed that this comes off of the hands of Douglas Powell. Absolutely ejected into the crowd.
But for the Canadians, it's not enough to trade side outs here. They need to build some momentum. Set to the outside. Dig is made. And the Canadians can't track it down. Duraco and Lewis both in pursuit as they almost exit the building trying to get that one back.
That's the setter, Sukachev, setting up the overload situation. You have Moat coming in that long 31 set. And the fast released to position 4 right over top of it. Hitters have the options to cut it off. Highly effective.
And there's a quick set on the outside. Catches a piece of the block.
And again, we're seeing the leadership of Dan Lewis slowing things down there, bringing the team in after the rally, discussing some game plan, trying to get some focus back here.
One of the oldest men in the World League is Dan Lewis. He's committed to stay through the Rio Quadrennial. Good news for Glenn Hoag, as is that ace serve. See if Van Lankveld can repeat, make it 2 in a row. Not this time, so it's 1 ace and 1 error, and Canada trails by a point at the first technical timeout.
Once there was a girl who put her own personal style into everything. She always mixed and matched, even in her laundry room. With Downy Unstoppables for long-lasting scents and infusions for softness, her mix was like a fine fragrance for her clothes.
I call it sensorizing.
Transform your clothes with Mix, Match, Magic. Downy Infusions and Unstoppables. Wash in the wow.
This is the last broadcast of our series this year, and we'd like to take this opportunity to offer our special thanks to Matt Gillespie of Joe Media Productions, Larry Isaac, Dan Parrish, all the crew who brought you the fantastic pictures and sound from this year's World League. And thanks also to the athletes, coaches, and many members of Team Canada, like Mark Eckert, John Blatcher, Frank Boyer, and Ariane Thibault, all of whom worked so hard to bring the World League to life. It's been a pleasure calling these matches from around the world. And Canada looking to extend this one to a 5th set. Trailing by a single point. Beautiful pass from the Canadians, and the finish from Sunius.
You can see from that side angle of the court, as soon as the ball's released from TJ Sanders' hands, it has a nice angle, just drifting off the net a little bit, and Sunius just flying into it after a great pass from Dan Lewis sets it all up for Canada.
Justin Duff, difficult float serve, 3-meter line pass, but a big kill from the outside, and that's the form we saw from Sanderson in the last match.
Well, a big difference from the matches in Edmonton. The connection in position 4 is much better for Sanderson, and he just has a better tempo. I think they've accelerated the set a little bit for him, trying to get a little more space in the block by beating it with some speed to that set in position 4.
Well, he takes advantage of that separation. And Duraco punches that ball through.
The Australian block getting a piece of it, and Sanderson sprawling back to his left to try to save it.
Not sure what the call there. Maybe a lifted ball. It's hard to see from our angle. Sanders. Oh, and he's going with the spin serve. It's a good one. And he makes a great save on the tip. There's a joust, kept alive. Here we go, an opportunity. Did it touch the block? No, lines people have their flags down. Duraco looking for hands.
Well, Canada doesn't get the score, but better things are happening here. We saw the panic jabbing actions earlier in this match. Same kind of situation here. Ball played quickly off the hands, but it's more relaxed contacts. They're getting the ball high and getting better sets because of it.
So more rhythm on the red side of the court. Dan Lewis with another great save. But Australia gets a chance here. Edgar. The block is there, but it touches the white tape. And that is a violation. Not allowed to do that.
Well, from our net cam here, you'll see the Canadian block. Looks like it was Vigrass, maybe with the elbow on the way back down. Good call from the down official.
And Vigrass again, as this ball is under set. The block is right there, and that gap, just like that, 2 points
Captain Zingle again at the net. That ball hit into the net, but Zingle's all over it anyways. If it was higher, he's going to be blocking it. #1 blocker in the group for a reason.
And Canada's had to call a timeout. They can't afford to get too far behind here in this set. They're trailing by 3.
Subway, eat fresh.
You okay?
Experience the fresh effect of biting into an Atlantic Canada lobster sandwich. Only at Subway, eat fresh.
You need a great website. Why not do it yourself? Easily customize your website for mobile. Create your stunning website today. Go to Wix.com. It's easy and free.
Sportnet Magazine's Money Issue features a one-on-one interview with former baseball star Darryl Strawberry as he talks about blowing through $30 million. Get your copy at sportsnet.ca/magazine. Back to the live action. Duraco down the line. Nice little turn there as Australia's called on the net.
I'm sorry, Charles, I'm in shock. I think you said blew through $30 million.
Yeah.
I did that once.
In your
Still-
dream,
still regret it.
And then you woke up. That ball into the net.
It's been all or nothing from the service line from Duraco. He's going after it each time, highly aggressive, but he's been missing them in the net, missing long. When it's in, though, Australia is in trouble.
And Sanderson has been doing a good job so far, but he returns the favor to the Canadians.
Well, he put on a clinic last night in the 5th set, got to the service line and carried his team through the 5 or 6 big bombs in a row.
Vigrass is a float server. Trying to get that ball to drop down around the knees of the passer, but it's a handset. It's tight, but somehow or other, Edgar manages to get it through.
Thomas Edgar, all night long, has been using this push tip shot there that it just comes out so quickly out of his hand, and he's not underneath it, so it's a clean contact, but he's just so tall that he can flush it down on a decent attack angle and scores often with it.
Playing best of 5 rally point volleyball here. Nice pass from Duraco. And it's a one-arm dig from Sukachev as he puts a free one over. See where the Canadians go, and it's back to the man, Sunius, but another one-arm dig. Sukachev just on fire. Can he make it through in a row? Here come the Canadians. Sukachev on the dig. Can Edgar finish? No, Sanders is there. Tight to the net, it's a joust. And Canada touches the tape. Boy, some incredible defense on the green and gold side of the court.
Well, there's an echo in here. It's just Sukachev, Sukachev, Sukachev. He's touching everything, incredibly stable on defense. He gets in position, gets the hands well out in front, and just reacts.
And another cutback error from the Canadians. Justin Duff, I'm not sure why he's trying to hit at such an acute angle.
You can see he's almost past TJ Sanders there, though. He's taking that ball a little bit behind him, and it's going to be impossible to cut that angle if you aren't hitting that ball and working in front of you.
And so at the technical timeout, the Canadians are digging themselves a big hole a long way back.
Great. This is the last thing I need.
Let's take this puppy over to Midas and get you some of that good old Midas touch. You know what? I'll drive. I really didn't think this through.
Visit Midas for our $39 summer maintenance package, including oil change, tire rotation, visual brake check, and more.
Poutine invented in Quebec.
Just when you thought poutine couldn't get any better.
Poutine gets better.
Poutine made with McDonald's world-famous fries has arrived.
Boys back out.
Welcome back as you see Sydney Olympic Park, which will be the site of the Final Four here, represented by Belgium in Pool C. And this is their travel schedule. We've talked about this, Paul. Look at this, just incredible.
Well, one word, grueling. Belgium obviously going to their first Final Four here and were rewarded with 2 trips to Australia in the space of 3 weekends.
Yeah. Yes, we'll just take a weekend trip from Europe to Adelaide and then Europe to Sydney, shall we? And another hitting error from Justin Duff, and there's just no tempo there between him and TJ Sanders.
And this connection is definitely rattled. Duff coming in, he's got his shoulders closed off to the net though. He's leading his approach with his left shoulder facing the net. Doesn't have a lot of room to work there.
So unlikely that Canada is going to go to the middle. So the middle's released to the outside and Edgar is there to close the door.
Thomas Edgar with a massive stuff block there. That ball straight down.
Well, and he knows it as he's walking off with a giant smile on his face. And Canada having all kinds of trouble in the middle.
Take a look here, Edgar way over the net. Legs piked position. Van Lankveld, nothing he can do.
And Canada trailing by 7. World League Volleyball is brought to you by Mizuno Canada. Mizuno, never settle. By RE7, the official drink of Team Canada Volleyball. RE7, rethink your drink. And by the Government of Canada. So the Canadians in a hole, playing with a diminished squad. The rhythm just not there this weekend. Sounias. And on the outside is Van Lankveld. But here come the Australians, and it's off the block and out of bounds. And that's Douglas Powell getting the job done, and he's so energetic after the play.
He's the shortest player out there for Australia, but can explode off the floor and elevates. Has a bit of hang time, which fools a block.
But Zingle puts the ball in the net. For Canada, it's do or die right now. No opportunity to trade side outs. You've got to go 2 for 1 here if you want to have an opportunity to play a 5th set. Sounias cut off, but Moat hits it long.
Well, Moat with his arm swing there, swept across his body, didn't get great extension to get on top of that ball. Trajectory was too flat, didn't have a hope of being in the court.
So there's a much needed point for the Canadians. Can they make it 2 in a row? Block is there. Here comes Australia. And you could hear the touch of the hands there. Douglas Powell was going up into the high seats, but caught a finger.
That's a smart shot from Tom Douglas Powell there, going off the hands. That ball never going to the court, but he's working to play the hands. That's the shot he wants to hit.
And this ball finished by Red Deer native Dallas Sounias. Had a great match for Canada.
We have another look there at Thomas Edgar. Had questions about his fitness as his performance had dropped off in other matches after sets 1 and 2. Literally fall right off the table, but tonight he's maintained a high level, leads Australia with 20 kills.
And the middle again after a perfect pass. What a difference between these two teams in the rhythm, the tempo between the setter and the middles.
They're getting great passing here from Douglas Powell. The combination, of course, with the young libero Perry.
Big serving as well. And here comes Australia in transition, and it's Edgar, and he's just having his way with the Canadians.
Well, he's definitely feeling it. He's confident. There's no hesitation in the approach or the swing. Just hitting the angles each time wherever he wants to put the ball. That's where it's going.
Just so acute. And a little change up into the net from Douglas Powell.
Well, right idea there. Canada was back. He'd hit a few big ones. They were on their heels. Service reception was deep. If that was a little bit higher, probably an ace.
And it's another middle shot, but this time the commit block scores the point for Canada. Vigras. Perry blocks there. Digs made. Second chance, and the block is there again for Canada.
This time the combination of Jason DeRocco and Graham Vigras getting it done after initial block on the right side with Sanders. Australia trying to use the block. They finally slow down the right side from the green and gold.
And Uriarte is going to call a timeout as Canada is trying to make a little push here. But they are in a big hole, 22-17.
See there, Thomas Egger, that set a bit off the net, so he can't flow through it with the approach upon landing, falling back.
If you had a nice sleep in this morning and missed the second stage of the 101st Tour de France, you can catch the 198 riders going from York to Sheffield in England later tonight. The replay of this stage is at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Sportsnet East, Ontario, West, and Pacific. You see Vincent Pichette for Team Canada giving Jay DeRocco some final instructions. The crowd a little quieter here as Canada makes its push. It's a sniveler off the net. Here's Edgar. Off the block and down the line, out of bounds, and that was a huge point.
Well, great job here from Thomas Egger to clean it up. He gets a nice high ball set and hits right close to the antenna. DeRocco penetrating with the hands but pushing into the interior of their court, gets wiped.
Back row from Canada is blocked, and DeRocco finds a piece of the hands. And boy, when he swings, he's going for it.
Well, that's for sure. He's got that quick arm we talked about. Hits hard, but this is the right angle to go at in a broken play situation. The flat trajectory of the ball is going to ricochet off the hands of the block.
TJ Sanders, will he go back to the big spin serve? He's scored some points on it. Yes, he does, and it's a big one. Australia gives a free ball over. Here comes Canada, but the block is there. Canada can't close the door, can't creep closer, and that has created a match point opportunity for the Volleyroos. So can they get it done on this point? It's a perfect pass from the Canadians, and a pipe shot not close to being in. An error for the Canadians. Australia wins their match in 4 sets, wins 2 matches to 0 over Canada in this weekend of play.
And Australia, deserving winners here. They wanted the whitewash. They wanted the sweep coming into this weekend to build momentum for Final Four. They got it, and they got it by playing great team defense, hitting out of jams, a solid service game, and just bringing a constant fight to the floor. Lots of heart from this team.
Well, that's it for Pool C in World League action. All matches are now complete. As you take a look at the standings, we said on the top, Canada will maintain its number 2 position in the pool, which is important in case your positioning determines whether or not you're back in World League next year. We'll have to find that out from the International Federation.
And as always, the World League's been a big test for Canada. They've learned a lot and are now looking forward to the World Championships coming up in Poland.
And we'll be right back to wrap things up in just a moment.
Do you happen to know any place close by for us to stay the night?
Take your car, turn around there. Have to go around the big
The Motel 6 app is perfect when you need to find and book a room or get directions that are a little more direct. We'll leave the light on for you.
Small and sweet, sweet and fresh, fresh and fruity, fruity and fun. Tic Tac, more than you
drama-filled metropolis where baseball's brightest compete for home field advantage at the World Series. The Midsummer Classic on Sportsnet.
Australia celebrates at Sydney Olympic Park Sports Centre as they defeat the Canadians by a score of 3-1. So a disappointing weekend for Team Canada comes to a conclusion. And Paul, it's a question of inconsistency for Canada again in these matches. They play well in parts of a set, and then they give up points in bunches, something they're going to have to fix.
Well, definitely, but it's also a result, really, of Glenn Hoag having to use almost every single player in his 22-man roster. We talked about all the injuries the team had, all the problems with health, and what it's caused is that you have players on the floor who simply haven't played matches together. That connection isn't there, the relationship with the setters and the middles. We saw breakdowns there. But we also saw a lot of great things from the Canadians, things that Glenn Hoag can take back to Gatineau, put together the right squad looking forward to World Championships and build on. Overall, it was a great campaign. We saw when the team was healthy, they could play at extremely high level. We saw one of the best players in the world, Gavin Schmidt, show that he can be unstoppable, and there's a lot of good things happening for Team Canada.
Well, and credit also goes to the Volleyroos because they have suffered from inconsistency as well. Coach Uriarte talked about how difficult it is for them to play at home because most of their matches over the last 14 years have been on the road, but they were able to put 2 matches together, which is important because they're preparing for that Final Four.
Well, they are, and now they're deserving of that Final Four. You know, before the World League competition started, you see that they're hosting that Final Four and already have a ticket to go. You feel a little bit slighted thinking that they don't have the level to be there, but looking at them this weekend, they've really turned things around over the course of World League, playing at a high level and getting contributions from almost every guy in their roster. We had Sanderson from the service line last night, Carroll coming in, incredible offense, and of course Thomas Edgar, unstoppable today and showing better fitness. So it's a team that definitely deserves to be in the Final Four and can cause some trouble for the other teams that will meet them there.
Well, we've been treated to some world-class volleyball over the last 6 weeks. All of the pools coming down to the final weekend to see who would be going through to the Final Four and to the Final 6 in Florence. Unfortunately, it won't be Canada this time. A little disappointing after last season's performance, but some entertaining volleyball. It's been a great 6 weeks. Paul, thanks for all of your insight. This is Charles Parkinson saying so long from World League.